Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm your co-host Doug Thompson with my brother Roger Thompson. Roger, this is today's footage that we're going to be showing on Cox and Eagle is the trade show that we went out to Hayes, and we sent Mike Kraft and his lovely wife Judy out to the trade show. And Mike got interviews. We had tracks out there that are regular tracks on the show that we do from Salina, from Thomas County, Thunderhill, RPM, Sherman County. You know, Mike did interviews. I saw him doing interviews with Belleville Motorsports and Bill's Built and Extreme Motorsports and
well, he
IMCA.
started doing interviews up and down the line by the time we got there.
He's good at it and he enjoys it. But you're going to get a chance to go out to Hayes to the trade show, and it was a very good show. There was a lot of consignment of parts and a lot of new parts. It was good time.
Fun time visiting with everyone.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, and you stay tuned because you're going to enjoy it from Hayes as well.
There's a subtle change in the prairie wind, a big storm brewing on the plains again.
Hi everybody, I am here with Tommy Hendrickson, and he is the promoter at Salina Speedway. Tommy, first of all, how did the year go last year?
Went pretty well. Had a good turnout. Racing was good. Everything was good.
Yeah. You're going to go at it again this year. Pretty much going to be the same thing. Any new classes, anything we need to know about?
Pretty much the same stuff. We're going to run the late models, 18 shows, and we've sanctioned those with Naismith. Naismith is a crate late model series that's mainly down south, but we decided to bring it to this area to give our late model guys something more to run for and hopefully bring more guys in.
And it's going to be some good racing. How about any special shows? You got anything special coming up at Salina?
Our fourth annual topless show will be the weekend of the 4th of July, and we're going to run the sport mods, modifieds, and late models all topless. And then the end of the year, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of October will be our big Mid-America Clash 2.
Yeah. Tommy, you're doing a great job promoting out there. I know major improvements on the track. The Speedway, like I say, is having some good car counts, great racing. Looking forward to the coming year. So April 25th. Everybody write that down on your calendar, because Salina Speedway is going to be at it again. Lots of good racing. Come out to Salina. Tommy, thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. We've got Jeff Carney here from Thomas County Speedway in Colby, Kansas. Jeff, how'd the year go last year?
It didn't go too bad. We were up on car count, and as our second year, we had a lot better year than our first. I think a lot of learning curve there after the first year.
Also, I wanted to ask you, I presume like most of the fairground speedways out here, it's an IMCA.
Yes, we are IMCA. We do have a class that is a local class. Mm-hmm. We run there and at Sherman County Speedway, and then down at Lamar. Okay. It's a beginner's class, kind of help get them excited into it without having to have a huge budget.
What's the schedule looking like this year? When will you guys be firing up?
We're at a little bit of a disadvantage. We don't get fired up until May 11th because we are a shared fairgrounds
facility.
Yeah. So we fire up May 11th, and then we will end August 24th. Okay. We have 8 races scheduled at IMCA. We're going to hold an enduro race on July 5th. Mm-hmm. And then we've also got Kenny Schrader coming in on July 20th, doing a BSD show for that. So a lot of, kind of looking forward to seeing, see if we can't make a thing a little better this year.
But any special shows now that you'll be having into the season or later in the year?
The Kenny Schrader show, July 20th, is going to be our special show. We also have the Jeff Hartwell Memorial Race. He was a local driver who passed away with cancer. We have that as our final show, August 24th. And then we are also having sprint cars on June 29th.
Now, when you say sprint cars, which organization?
We are going with the URSS 305 sprint
305s,
cars.
yeah. They put on a good show.
They put on a good show, and especially at our track. Our track is a high bank, really fast, and they get to moving.
Yeah, sounds like an exciting year coming up, so hope everything goes good. And thank you a lot, Jeff, for talking with us. Once again, Jeff Carney from Thomas County Speedway, Colby, Kansas. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mike Conkright from Thunderhill Speedway. Mike, you know, when I think of Thunderhill Speedway, I kind of think of it being the super speedway, because Thunderhill is a half mile. I mean, so many tracks in Kansas are, you know, quarter, smaller, whatever. But boy, Thunderhill, big speedway, nice and wide, good banking. Like I say, to me, it's kind of a super speedway.
Yeah, you know, it's 3/8 right in the center, and it's 4/10 on the top, and a little bit longer than a quarter at the very bottom, 100 foot wide, so a lot of room to race there.
You guys have really, you know, made a good race program out there, and, you know, getting the fans back out and a good car count.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, our family works very hard, and so does all our employees, and I got to shout out to everybody there that's put in and all.
Ain't a one-man deal, is it?
No, sir, it certainly is not. And there's a lot of volunteers and a lot of people behind the scenes that have really helped to make Thunderhill what it is, and it's a very special place.
Like I say, I enjoy coming up there. Don't quite get up as much as I like to. It's worth the drive to go up there because you're going to see some good racing. But I guess IMCA will be the standard again this year.
Oh, yeah, it will be. We signed another 2-year contract with IMCA, so looking forward to coming up for 2014.
Yeah. What's going to be the opening date for 2014?
Be April 26th. Be our opening date.
Yeah. 4 classes or?
Yeah, we'll have 5 modified stock cars, sport mods, hobby stocks, and the sport compacts. We'll have a special in May with the Don Garce Memorial. This will be the 20th year for that. We got some pretty good plans and some pretty good pay on tap for that. The Corvette Memorial will be in July again, and I believe this is the 18th for the Warren Covert. So got some long-standing relationships with those families and the races there. And looking forward to that. And then we'll have a couple MLRA races, like I said, thrown in the mix, and then wind up the end of the year at Thunder on the Hill both days.
Mike Conkright from Thunderhill Speedway. Mike, I hope you guys have a good year. I know the racing's going to be great because, man, you got some great cars and drivers, and, of course, a terrific track for them to run on.
Well,
hope it goes good.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Come back anytime.
Rod Benkin from RPM Speedway here in Hayes, Kansas, which is where we are this weekend. Rod, all I can say about RPM, I think I've only had the opportunity to be out there maybe one time. I think I come out for the Fall Nationals 2 years ago and wanted to talk to you that night. But, man, you were a busy guy because there's a ton of cars here that night, as I recall. That's a big race for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the bigger races in the area, and it is a tough event for us, but we pull it off.
The race has just grown in stature. I know it's been on XAN, I believe, pay-per-view the last 2 years, if I remember right. So that's got to show how popular the race has become. And then to have it at the end of the season, man, that's got to be a handful. I think we talked a little bit about how much you got to do for that. But like I say, becoming a big event.
Right, and then putting it on the pay-per-view is helping because, you know, we're getting cars from 13 different states, cars from Canada. It lets them people that are race fans for them guys traveling down here have a chance to watch their favorites race here on a track that, you know, so it's great for us. The exposure's great. It's helped us, you know, continue to grow that show and everything else. And we also put on pay-per-view when we have our Mod Mania there in July. And again, that's in the works this year. It's not 100% definite at this time that we're still working on a date that we can get Clint Boyer here and maybe one other NASCAR driver here on that Mod Mania again. So, it's been excellent. Yeah. And we also have on June 7th this year a Kenny Schrader night. Kenny Schrader with Federated Auto Parts has worked out with the local S&W here. They got him coming in, so we'll have Kenny Schrader here on June 7th also.
Answer me this, Rod. When is the season going to open up at RPM?
Well, we'll start the season off with our banquet February 1st for last year. We'll have our good banquet for everybody, honor the top 10 in all 5 divisions, and have a great time. And then on March 15th, we'll have our car show again downtown. And then that afternoon, we'll move everything out here for a test and tune. And then March 27th, we'll have another test and tune on a Thursday night, and that'll lead into our 2-day Sunflower Classic, which is a complete show for all 5 divisions each night with extra money involved. So we actually start racing on the 27th. So, and then April 12th is when we'll actually start our season for points here at the racetrack.
Boy, sounds like quite a year. Rod, I hope everything goes good for you. I know people don't have to worry about the racing action because I've seen it here. Tremendous track with the banking and everything that it's got. Why, you really see some good racing. So I hope the year goes good for you, Rod.
Oh, thank you. And we'll do our best to make it good.
Sherman County Speedway in Goodland, Kansas. Tom Colby, the promoter. Tom, Good year last year?
Oh, fairly decent year. Yeah. Decent car count. Flatlanders was down on cars, but we had 5 other tracks running on top of us.
Now, I'm not from this area out here. Do you guys run weekly, bi-weekly?
We try to go bi-weekly, starting the first part of May, and then in that September, last weekend in September, we have the 2-day Flatlander race at the Speedway. I think we had about 150 cars there.
Man, that's a bunch of cars to draw in. I think I was lucky enough to get there Saturday night, some really good racing and some good cars and drivers.
Yeah, but you have some of the best drivers out. We get quite a few of our drivers from Colorado, and there's some good drivers out there, so in the modified class.
It was some exciting racing, what I saw. I mean, it was bumper to bumper. There wasn't nobody running away from it or with it. I mean, good racing. Answer me this, when will you guys be firing up this year?
We're starting on May 3rd is our first race, 6:30 Mountain Time.
I was going to say, that's a different time zone, isn't it?
Right, yeah, we're on a different time zone than everybody else. So.
Well, I was going to ask you another question. IMCA.
We got IMCA sanctioned hobby stocks, stock cars, sport mods, and northern sport mods, and IMCA modifieds. We also run a class called the Econos, which is a beginner's class. Everything's supposed to be bone stock with full safety equipment.
I was going to say, I was talking to somebody else, I can't remember who it was, and they were talking about the same deal. Kind of a class just for guys to buy something and put a roll cage in it and get out there and run.
Right. That's the idea of it. Is a cheap, affordable class. You can get into it for, probably $750 by the time you buy the safety equipment and the cage in it.
If I could only make one race a year to Goodland, what race would it be?
I'd come to the Flatlanders.
That's what I thought. Say, man, you are out there in God's country, and to have a racetrack like that out there, again, another fairground racetrack. Tom, appreciate you talking with us, buddy. I hope things go good out of Sherman County. Like I say, made it once this year. Hopefully, maybe you never know, get back this year. But have a good year, Tom.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day.
Belleville Motorsports, a name synonymous with modified racing here in the Midwest. Andy Claiborne, office manager for Belleville. Andy, how's Belleville Motorsports doing, buddy? I know, looking at the plaque here, 2009 IMCA Chassis Manufacturer of the Year. How's things going since then?
It's been good. We've actually we're 4 out of the last 5 years, so we were tickled this year. We know there was some good competition that's coming up in the modifieds, a lot of good chassis builders coming into the business, and so it was nice when we got the call at the end of the year, them saying that we done it again, so it was nice.
Is IMCA pretty much the thrust for Belleville Motorsports?
Pretty much, just because of where we're located out here. Basically all the tracks out here, are IMCA sanctioned. We do have a lot of guys racing up like in the Northeast that are running the UMP, the more open type cars with the quick changes and stuff, kind of like what runs at Lakeside, and so we got good guys up there. Like I said, Bubba's been in a car, for seemed like forever, and we got a lot of good guys. We got Corey Ray and them, up there running I-35 and stuff. And
it's going to change this year.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So we just had guys come in yesterday, matter of fact, from way out in California. Like I said, the boys come out from Pennsylvania and picked some out here a few weeks ago. So we're kind of selling them all over. We got some boys up in Canada that bought some, and down in Texas, and just about everywhere. So we're getting spread out more. We're getting a few more guys in the more open stuff, which is good. But basically, we've always BMS has always been a big supporter of IMCA, so we kind of catering to that, just because it's a good series. Feel like we've got enough people that we get to talk to, and a lot of information, a lot of input that we get, and we got a lot of good guys running our cars.
Belleville Motorsports, I know, like I say, a name synonymous with modified racing. Man, they've been around a long time, but have a good year, Randy.
Thank you very much. All right.
Okay, we got Bobby Bills from Bills Racecars. Bobby, how's things going for Bills Racecars?
We're doing pretty good at Bills Built Racecars. It's been a good winter. Cars are going good. We had a strong season last year. I like to try to go everywhere to get involved with my customers and try to help them out as much as I can, be there, go to the places where they race so I understand what they're racing on, different surfaces, different tracks, and help out as many of them as I can.
Anyway, Bobby, appreciate you talking with us here, and man, see a lot of them around. I know they're right around Kansas here. I don't know how do you do much business out of state?
Yeah, we do a lot of business. We got them clear to New York now and down through Louisiana and Texas and up into Minnesota, Wisconsin area.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think you got a Grand National runs up at Lakeside too. I'm trying to remember.
A couple of them, yeah.
Now, how much different is the chassis for that?
A lot of technology out of the modifieds go into that.
Thanks for talking with us, buddy, and have a good year.
Okay, thank you.
Got Jesse Richter here from Extreme Motorsports. Jesse, well, you guys fired off with a bang here. I believe it was 2 years ago with Brian Riviere driving for you and winning a national championship. Man, that had to be a great way to start off a new company.
Oh, yeah, it was a way to get our name out there and everything. And Brian, he's a phenomenal guy, you know. I mean, second to none. Hell of a driver, hell of a fabricator, and I mean, he's super smart guy.
You know, I've said this at least 3 times, I think, while I've been here at this trade show. But, you know, it's a 3-step deal. It's having the money to buy the equipment, having the equipment, and then you got to have a guy that can wheel it around the track. So evidently, this thing knows how to get around there. You just got to figure out how to make it do what you want it to do. So you guys must be putting a pretty good product out there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and this year we got Randy Wilson out of Wichita, Kansas, going to be driving for us this year, and he's been around for a long time. And I tell you what, that guy knows how to get around a racetrack. So it's going to be interesting how our mods do this year.
So we wish the best for Extreme Motorsports here in the coming year, and hope you guys do good.
Thank you. Appreciate the business.
David Brin, Director of Division Development for IMCA. David, I guess how I'd like to start this off, I want to talk about IMCA. They're kind of the Lord of the Rings, you might say, here in this part of the country. And when I say rings, I mean racetracks, because, man, you've got a ton of IMCA racetracks here in the state of Kansas.
We do have a ton of racetracks.
IMCA has been around long enough now that, man, you guys have got such a good rules package. And, you know, just to have the whole setup going so well that it's probably not that tough to do, is it?
Well, it's a lot of work and a lot of legwork. And when you have a lot of customers, you know, racers and racetracks both, and our sponsors and partners, it is a lot of work. And I talk about the off season. People are like, what do you do in the off season? I'm like, there's no off season. It's just different work. But consistency has helped us stay around a long time. Cost controls have helped us. And the parity between the cars, that's what drives our rule-making decisions. And someone came in and asked me earlier, they said, what are the big changes this year? And I said, there aren't any. There are very few changes. And that consistency, I think, is comforting to the racers for the money they've invested, and for racetracks knowing that those same cars can continue to come back and race. We are not big touring series, and we're not professional racing. We are weekly racetracks. And so our conservative rules packages and our consistency year over year really play into saving money and keeping people racing.
Dave, I appreciate you talking with us, and I want to wish IMCA the best of success. Made it up to Boone 2 years ago, first time I'd been up there. Had a great time, really enjoyed it. And just about any IMCA track I go to, I know whatever track it is, I'm going to see some good racing because I know it's going to be pretty competitive between all the cars out there. And like I say, success to IMCA this year. Brendan and Casey Joe Gimmel, and we are co-exhibitors here at Hays, Kansas for the Great Plains Motorsports Auction and Trade Show. You guys have Spark, and I don't remember what the parent company is.
Advocare.
Advocare. You guys not only co-exhibitors but also racers. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about the product. Tell me just exactly why a person would want to use Spark.
Well, I'm so excited that someone introduced me to Spark 4 years ago, because what it did for me was blew the cobwebs out of my brain. It gave me mental focus and energy along with my daily vitamins. And if I was a NASCAR fan, a reason why I would want to use Spark is because it's running through Austin Dillon's veins and Trevor Bayne's. So that would make me want to try it. If it's good enough for them, I'd want to see just what that stuff was all about.
I was going to say several NASCAR people are involved using it as well as backing it. So, you know, it's got to have some type of good effects as far as they're concerned.
It's a great nutritional value, and Advocare really wants to be in the homes of America, and what other place to reach into NASCAR and their fan base and just great products and being with great people. So
Well, guys, all I can do is wish you a lot of luck for this year, and thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yep, thank you for reaching out into the community and taking racing into the homes of those who don't know what it's all about, because it's a great experience. So thank you for that.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. Hope you've enjoyed our show today from Hayes at the trade show out there, and it's fun to see the excitement of the racers who are coming out to the trade show. They love to get that chance to see if they found a new speed secret, to visit with those people who are building the cars, the motors, and providing the parts.
The most exciting time I had was getting stopped by the highway patrolman when we were driving up and down the road trying to find the place, and he pulled me over and said, "You know you're speeding." And then I said, "Well, we're looking for this place," and he says, "It's right there."
Now, get off the highway is what he said. So, hope you've enjoyed the show. Take care.